We all have problems, right? I mean, it'd be nice if we didn't, but we do. We do. Now, the other day I was struggling with a problem, and it doesn't really matter what one it was. It was one of those problems that comes out of nowhere, that throws everything into chaos. And it was one that I hadn't come up against before. So there really wasn't a playbook. There wasn't really a way of dealing with it. There were no clear answers. Yet it still needed to be solved, and be solved quickly. That meant I needed some creative problem solving. A bit of brainstorming, I would say. What, you don't use brainstorming? Why not? I mean, it is an easy method that reframes and rethinks the problems in your business and then finds creative and unique solutions to those problems. It sounds good, right? So stick around, because we are about to embrace the chaos. We are about to solve problems, and we're going to grow our businesses easily and effectively. So you're sitting there thinking, why is any of this important to me? And that's a fair question. Very, very fair. But maybe, just maybe, you're thinking, tell me more. I really want to hear about this. Well, buckle up, buckaroo, because I'm about to rock your world. Brainstorming is just what the doctor ordered. Now let's step back for a moment and get on the same page, so to speak, all right? You might be thinking, how can any of this brainstorming stuff find me new consumers, solve a workflow problem, or deal with a consumer or client who's upset? And those are excellent questions, because brainstorming is a broad and generic term, and it can cover a lot. In its most basic of terms, it's creative thinking, which is, still vague. And it goes much deeper than that. It is a process of thinking and discovery that leads you to fresh solutions to common problems. And it's really that simple. Now, the beautiful thing about brainstorming is it can take a myriad of different forms. No one way is right. The key to success, however, is finding the method that you like and that works for you. Now, I use 4 different methods depending on the problem that I'm trying to solve. Now, that means exploring different ways to find the one that feels natural and gives you the results you want. Now, you may be thinking of brainstorming as something for big business, or that it requires a group to accomplish. And sure, it can. It is those things. However, as an indie owner, you don't have a group. But that doesn't mean you can't brainstorm, or that it's at all off the table. In this video, we're going to learn methods that you can use alone by yourself that can get you brainstorming. All right, you ready? Let's do this. Now, before we get too deep into the process, let's look at the 5 rules of the road. All right. Number 1, don't hold back. Say anything. It's not helping you if you hold back. Part of it's what got you in the problem in the first place. And to find creative solutions, you can't be afraid to get a little crazy. Number 2, no judgments. Now, normally this would be something to say to a group of people, but we can be our own worst critics. So don't judge yourself. In other words, don't go to a place where you put yourself down or think, God, that was stupid or dumb. Again, it's not helping. Number 3, don't edit or censor yourself. Now, it's kind of in the same vein as no judgments, but think of this as, oh, that's so crazy, I could never pull it off, because you probably can. We just may need to adjust the idea a little bit so that you can pull off a version of it. And we'll figure all that out in the assessment. We just need to get the best, craziest ideas that we can without censoring ourselves. All right, that's the goal. Number 4, there are no good ideas. There are no bad ideas. There are just ideas. Now, we'll go through a process later to assess all of your answers and adjust your ideas. So even the craziest and most insane idea has value and merit. And number 5, you're going to want to set a time limit. You do your best thinking on a time budget. So it's like a pop quiz. Somehow the ideas just seem to come to you and the answers popped out. It's the same thing here, but with less panic and less stress. All right. Now, let's get into the actual processes and steps and methods to thinking more creatively. You have an understanding of the do's and the don'ts, all right? Now you need to know the actual step-by-step processes of brainstorming. Now, as I said, there are 4 methods that I use all the time, pretty much on a daily basis. And each one of them has its pluses and each one has its minuses, and they all yield different results. And as we discuss each one, we will look at the best way to use them, or the best way that they lend themselves to use, as well as a step-by-step process. All right. Now, as a reminder, there's a study guide that goes along with this video, and it goes into a lot more details about process and step-by-step instruction. The link is in the description below. All right, mind maps. In its most simplest form, it is a visual map of information. It helps you find the logical connections between ideas, and it is often based on a single concept or idea. So you put in the center of the map an idea, and from there you connect associated ideas. It's a visual way of thinking that can really play to the visual learner. It's a big picture method, all right? You're going to start with one idea, just one, and drop it in the center of the page. Now let's look at an example for a new product launch, all right? I seem to be on a new product launch. From there, the center point, draw lines out like a spider web. Who's the audience? What's the name of the product? The price point? How are we going to promote it? Panic attack, management strategy, anything and everything that goes under there. Then under those, more branches. Now, there's no order to placing the branches. As ideas come, place them where you feel they should go at the moment. You'll assess them later for better use, all right? Now, your audience is going to equal your super fans, your casual buyers, and your fence sitters. Your promotion is the email, video, street team and matching jackets, you name it. It's all visual, it's fast, and it's surprisingly clarifying. Now, you'll see connections you didn't know existed, and solutions will suddenly jump out to you like a sore thumb. All right, to quick recap, best use: untangling complex ideas or planning something with multiple layers. Time limit, keep it under 10 minutes. And here's your pro tip: if it's looking messy, that's how it's supposed to look. Pretty is not the goal here. The next one is assumption reversal, or what if I don't thinking, all right? This is one of my favorite brainstorming activities, and I do it so much, I find I do it without really thinking about it. Now, that's kind of gotten me branded as being difficult from some people, but that's just how my brain works now from all this creative thinking. What I love about this method is it's somewhat subversive, and kind of deliciously so. Instead of asking, what if we do this? You flip the script and you say, what if we don't? Or better, what if the opposite is true? So you're thinking about starting an iPod. The assumption is it will help me build my audience. So let's reverse it. What if it doesn't? What if it actually distracts from your main business, your main offer? What if people hate your voice, which could happen? What if it doesn't catch on? What if I burn out by episode 3? The last one is a definite possibility. Now, if you're identifying landmines before you step on them, it's not negativity, it's smart risk management, all right? So let's recap. Best use: challenging those sacred cows and avoiding disasters. Time limit, again, 10 minutes max. And your pro tip is ask why like you were toddler on a sugar high, all right? You will get annoying, trust me. All right, word association. Now, this by far is my favorite one. It's weird, it's wonderful, and it's one of the 2 methods I use all the time. I can fill up pages of a notebook in one sitting. For me, it really opens my mind up to new and different ideas. I don't know why, it just works. The process is easy to start with. You put one word, let's choose workshop, and then you rapid fire whatever comes to mind from there. No filters. Learning, whiteboard, coffee, trust fails. No, we're not doing that. Power, breakthrough, crash, energy, you name it. We're going to need Sharpies, 90s style infomercials, whatever it is, all right? You're going to keep going, go through and write as much as you can, because one word will trigger another word. And before long, you're unlocking names and ideas, marketing angles you didn't know that were there. They were hiding, all right? It's basically creative excavation with a pen. And I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, let's recap. Best use: naming stuff, campaign ideas, taglines, themes, you name it. I try to limit it to 5-10 minutes max again. I don't stop, I don't judge, I just write, and I do it by hand because I want the chaos. I want to feel I can think freer by hand. And our last one is journaling. And I know I'm getting looks and people are getting huffy. Yes, I said journaling. Now, I'm not asking you to light a candle and write about your inner child. This is journaling for business. And you start with a question like, how do I sell this new thing to people who don't know I exist? Why am I scared about this launch? What's the worst thing that could happen? And then you just write. You answer yourself. You rant. You ramble. You give yourself the advice you'd give a colleague asking you the same question. And eventually, something's going to come up. You're going to realize it's going to click, all right? So, for example, you might start writing about how hard it is to reach new consumers. And eventually, you end up realizing that you've been ignoring your email list for about 6 months. It's happened. It does happen. And surprise, there, the answer was buried right under your nose. It was obvious. You just seemed to miss it because you got wrapped up in doing the everyday. It's okay. That's what journaling does. It helps us rediscover the lost things. Now, let's recap on this one. Its best use: self-sabotage cleanup, emotional clarity, and strong decision-making. Some advice from a seasoned pro. I would say limit it to like 15 to 30 minutes. And your pro tip is treat it like a conversation. No filter, no formatting, just dump on the page. As I mentioned, consider what you would say to someone who was struggling with the same issues. All right? Now, brainstorming isn't just about fixing problems. It's about discovering better ways to run your business. It is the best method out there to help you find the best ways to grow and overcome those everyday problems coming at you, those constant challenges. However, brainstorming loses all its value if you don't go back in and assess your answers. The study guide will walk you through the assessment process, so don't hesitate to try that and start assessing what you know. Combine them, see what works. You know, it's about what works for you. It's about thinking, exploring, moving forward. There's no one set solution. Now, as a reminder, in case you forgot, because there's a lot coming at you in this, there is a study guide for this video that goes even deeper about brainstorming and how to assess it. It gives you some common challenges to ponder and explore, and the link is in the description below. Also, I got your back. So if you want more practical tools, weird ideas, and creative solutions, head on over to ehhoward.com today. There you're going to find what you're looking for. It's going to be business content, all kinds of great stuff. And one last shameless plug while you're there, check out the crash courses. They are live small group workshops designed to sharpen your skills in real time. We host them nights and weekends so it works with your schedule because it's all about you. But they get you what you need to do right from the start. So visit crash.ehhoward.com and sign up and be the first to be notified by the next event. And I think that's it. Make sure you visit basics.ehhoward to find more videos quite like this. They will assist you in all aspects of marketing and selling your business. All right. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.